r/AskReddit, what is the worst crime you've heard of in your town/city? My school bully shot and killed my brother's bully. God damn. So both of your bully problems went away? The 2011 Norway attacks where a guy single-handedly killed 77 people, 8 by bombing and 69 by gunfire. Almost everyone was children. No longer live there now, but 2 middle schoolers tricked their friend into the woods and stabbed her 19 times to appease Slenderman. The girl who was stabbed survived after crawling out of the woods to be found. From what I remember of this case, one of the girls had severe schizophrenia and the other kept pushing and feeding her delusions and paranoia. She apparently didn't want to kill her friend but was scared and genuinely believed Slenderman would kill her if she didn't. I hope she got the treatment she needed and is living a better life. I overheard on the news at work a man kidnapped a pregnant woman, held her hostage, and made her do things with his dog youve. It still haunts me and it's been like a month or 2. That's so demeaning. A man put hot curling iron in 4-year-old daughter's vagina. In my 20s I dated a therapist whom worked with police department specializing in children trauma. The stories I heard were awful. What the actual fuck is wrong with humans? A guy killed his wife who was in the process of leaving him, if not already divorced. This was less than a week after she was denied a protection order from him. The guy just stabbed her to death, dumped her body, and went to work like nothing happened. College student killed and beheaded not too far from where I currently live. This was back in 2011. The guy who did it is in prison. I was on campus at Virginia Tech the time a student stabbed another student so many times in the neck it beheaded her. He had followed her from China after she rejected him apparently. Thankfully I was home asleep during the April massacre but one of the ones killed was in one of my classes. A police officer murdered his family and then committed suicide with his service gun. And a woman asked some policemen inside my local police station to get her home by car because she was afraid her ex would kill her. The policemen refused. She went outside the police station and got murdered by her ex right outside the police station. These are my neighborhoods because my city has 3+ million citizens. I can't think of the worst in all of the city. A man stabbed his ex-partner and baby daughter to death because she had left him. He then also stabbed to death another woman and a 3-year-old boy, relations, because they came back to the house while he was there. Do you know what he was charged with? Couple of murders in mine. One Korean guy chopped up his wife and out her in a suitcase, the bus driver helped lift it on the bus as it looked heavy. Second one, killed his wife, and drove with her in the boot, to his favorite pub to have a meal and 2 pints before handing himself in. That guy that shot up the Asian massage parlor a couple years ago. Ex-friend of mine, obviously, found out his girlfriend was pregnant, drove her into the woods his family owned, beat her nearly to death with a baseball bat and set the car on fire with her in it and burned her and the unborn baby to death. Now in prison for life. A guy rapes his 13, at that time, stepdaughter, multiple times until she gave birth, right after her mum passes away in 2020. 2 A single mother has been sentenced to a total of 75 years in jail after she pleaded guilty to 10 counts of exploiting her 2 daughters into prostitution. Okay, my 2020 was rainbows and butterflies in comparison to that. Fuck. Same in my hometown, woman was in the process of divorcing her husband back in the 70s, he showed up to her bank she worked at, walked inside during busy banking HRS, shot her point blank with a shotgun then shot himself in the head. They had 3 younger kids. A guy cooked puppies in a crock pot, set a house on fire and then killed my best friend's neighbor and lived the house with the body for a week. And GT, a guy cooked puppies in a crock pot. Alright guys, it's been nice hanging out in this thread, but after this comment about the puppies plus the comment above about the person burning their 4-year-old's vagina with hot metal, I'm going to go ahead and head on over to one of the cat subreddits or something. /r/I bleach for anyone who needs cleansing. WTF. Look up Luca Magnotta. Guy murdered and dismembered a person. Don't Fuck with Cats was such a good documentary. Guy nearly decapitated his girlfriend and put the pictures of her body on Discord. Tried to off himself unsuccessfully and got 25 life. 4chan/incels jumped on the story and harassed her family, sending them the photos even 2 years later. Bianca Devins. In mine 2 daughters of a Muslim taxi driver were found in the back of his taxi after he shot both of them for dishonoring their family, having boyfriends and trying to live the American lifestyle. One of the girl was able to call 911 and name her dad as the shooter before she died. He was on the FBI most wanted for about 10 years. He was later caught hiding in Texas with family. I was so glad they found that POS. There was a dick wiggler in our Target parking lot. I don't know if he's out there still wiggling or if they caught him. I do know it caused our entire community to panic so much we nearly went into lockdown. 7 people murdered in a fried chicken restaurant. Went unsolved for years, but they finally caught the 2 guys who did it. Nice, we had a Swiss cheese pervert who would drive around with his dick exposed and ask young women, which he promised he would pay, to watch him jerk off with a slice of cheese as an aid. My co-worker actually. She was hanging out with a guy friend. I know for a fact they weren't sleeping with each other, they were genuinely friends. Her psychotic fiancé breaks into the friend's apartment and brutally stabs and murders her and completely fucks the friend's arm up. Remember the day I went into work and one of my co-workers read the news article and broke down. The top 3, yogurt shop murders, servant girl annihilator, and UT Tower shooting. I just listened to a podcast about the servant girl annihilator a couple weeks ago. I'd like an explanation of all 3. Scared to search them up. The DC snipers, Link killed someone at the very nearest gas station to the house I grew up in. Torso murder 1940s and I worked with the accused in the 70s. Some guy shot a police officer to death in a playground after trying to jack a car. The Cheshire, CT home invasion. I knew the woman who initially called the police. The HBO documentary goes over it more in depth. Fucked up shit. 9/11 was kind of a downer. The Brown's Chicken Massacre. I'm down the street from the original location as I type this. It's a Chase Bank now. Double whammy. In 1985, somebody bombed a house and it caused a huge fire and explosion. 11 people, 5 were children, were fucking murdered. 61 homes were destroyed, across several city blocks, and 250 people were left homeless. The remains of those killed, that weren't completely incinerated, were then held hostage for almost 4 decades. I'm trying to remember the name of the murderers. Or were they terrorists? It's so hard sometimes to recall. Oh wait. It was the fucking Philadelphia Police Department who bombed American citizens and murdered children. Our elementary school has one of the worst shootings in recent years and it can't get bulldozed soon enough. A man killed his 2 sons and himself. He wanted to kill their babysitter too, but she wouldn't go to the house. First episode of Forensic Files covers it, link. And then, you know, Sandy Hook. Teenage girl was raped and murdered. They arrested a guy and put him in jail for life. A few years later his, mentally unstable, brother offs himself in a random Walmart parking lot and they found a confession note about the rape and murder. They let dude out of jail. Law enforcement dropped the biggest of balls about the whole case. They wrote a book about it. I almost got into a fist fight with a woman in a parking lot. A month later she poisoned her entire family. Damn, what you say to her that to make her end up doing that/s? A kid I went to school with stabbed him mom to death and stabbed his dad multiple times, but he lived over them not giving him money so he could buy some drugs. Then he went to a party and bragged about it. They jumped the kid and beat him pretty good until the police came and picked him up. He's doing 60 years. It's rare a crowd of drunk teenagers, I assume, does the right thing. Good work.
Hey guys, it's Reddit Glitch. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. I just wanted to ask you guys to hit the subscribe button because according to my statistics, 98.8% of my viewers are not subscribed, which I think you should subscribe because it's free and we're going to have a lot more bangers in the future, so subscribe. Again, thanks for watching. Bye.